Hi, I'm Yelena,
And I'm David.
and in this little tutorial, we're actually going to have a little discussion.
Well, I'm going to explain all about ladies' holiday in ASHTANGA. What?
I won't let him explain, I promise you that.
Before we go any further, now that we've set the stage, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, let us know how
That
you're
David
finding this.
cannot mansplain ever.
And I never do.
He never does.
Never. And what else?
And that's it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Yes. So one of the topics that I get asked to talk about is our periods. And I find it in some ways kind of funny because I could just do this whole thing by simply telling you, just do whatever you want. It's your body, it's your choice, it's your period, and just do whatever feels good for that time. But then there's so much...
Well, maybe we should start by saying what tradition says you should do.
Okay.
I'm mansplaining.
So
the way that I was taught, and I'm not sure if it's written down in like Yoga Mala or somewhere like that, but there's this ladies' holiday. It's called
hate that term.
When a woman's menstruating, and they say take 3 days off. And it's called ladies' holiday because you don't have to practice those days if you're on your period.
So let's backtrack a little bit. I want to clarify that it's not just women's bodies that menstruate. We don't have to identify as a woman for our body to menstruate. So we're just going to say when a body is menstruating or when you are having a period, right?
Traditionally that's not what they said.
I'm correcting the tradition.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it. I'm already doing it.
She's womansplaining.
I'm womansplaining. So I have really hard time with the term ladies' holidays. I don't like the term ladies, but that's a different topic. And it's not a holiday really, because for a lot of us, when we choose not to practice, we're choosing it because we might actually be in some kind of discomfort. So there's nothing holiday-like about that. And then the second thing is, I don't think anyone should ever tell a woman what to do. Or not just a woman, we should not ever tell another body what to do, right? So when it comes to period, I think we need to drop the idea of what the tradition says and kind of tap back into our intuitive knowledge, and if need be, also check in with our gynecologist or our healthcare provider and see what they say. For me, for a really long time, it felt good to practice. And this was especially before I was teaching and working a lot more physically in the room. So practicing on my period actually helped relieve a lot of cramping and discomfort that comes with it. And funny enough, when I told my mom that, she said that when she was around my age and much younger, she would save all the really kind of demanding housework, like cleaning the floors and carpets, for when she was on her period. Because she said she found that the physical labor like that actually took away a lot of discomfort that comes with having your period. That's just the truth of it. So I found that really interesting, that for some, practicing might feel nice. So if that's the case, please practice. If you want to take time off for whatever reason, again, because you just need to curl up in the bed and stay home, or you just want to have time off because you can, then go ahead and do that. I remember you always used to say that, that if you could, you'd totally take 3 days off.
If I had a legitimate
reason.
Sure. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
To have like a little break in a practice
cycle. I say that because I don't. But there's times too when I can't practice that I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
So maybe that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah. And then there's the other option, of course, where you can practice, but you can modify by, doing less or whatever it is. it's important to recognize when I learned, when David passed on the traditional teaching of the ladies' holidays and taking the 3 days off, I remember asking him, but can I take the 7 days off before my period? Because this is when my body is kind of falling apart. I have a lot of lower back pain, my boobs hurt, I feel really like swollen, and David says, he's like, well, the tradition says when you're on your period. And so this, for me, was like a point at which I realized, but wait, who came up with this? And where does this teaching come from? Because it doesn't reflect the truth of my body as a body that is going through a menstrual cycle. So when I started researching it, and I invite you to do this on your own, I realized that there's a lot of cultural and historical baggage that is kind of brought into the teachings and tradition of yoga. There is a tradition of believing that a woman should not be in the shala, where the teacher, who for a long time used to be only men, would teach. And so for them to touch a woman or a body that's going through a period was considered not okay. And just before we go any further, note that this is the truth around the world. In so many places, women can't go into the cellars where wine is being kept because the wine might get spoiled if a woman walks in. Just another example. So please don't isolate this to a particular place, culture, history. It's all around. And so when I realized that, I went and I talked to my gynecologist and my doctor, and I literally showed them the sheet of what we do in our practice. And she laughed at me because she said, our bodies are so strong and they can do so much. So when we're on our period, nothing really happens when we do these movements that we already know so well.
Sometimes you hear that it's harder to hold bandhas to get the contraction in the lower belly that might give you more stability. So would you say that's the case?
No, because again, like I found that when I'm on my period, I can actually access that much better. And that's what makes that cramping or pain go away if I have it. Mm-hmm. And often it's the days leading to my period that I have a hard time with mm-hmm. that. But then again, that's just me. And every period is so different. I think it's really important for us to stop assuming that each period is the same, because we know it's not. And then each month when it happens, just approach it with mindfulness and openness and respond to what is happening to your body in that moment. So if you want to practice, practice. If you don't want to practice, don't practice. If you want to practice but you want to do less, please do. And know that doing inversions is absolutely safe. We don't hold anything long enough to have any negative effect in our body. But if psychologically you don't feel good about doing inversions, then don't do them. Me telling you it's okay to do it, your doctor telling you it's okay to do it, isn't going to make it actually okay for you. So you listen to that kind of gut feeling that you have about that.
We're also at our shala working towards changing the name of Ladies' Holiday to Shark Week.
I like that.
Shark Week's good. Sounds cool.
So that's just basically it. It's your body, your choice. Listen to it. Approach each period with kind of, that openness. Respond to it mindfully in that moment, in those days that it's happening, and just do you.
And teachers should probably avoid trying to put their own stuff onto the students.
Yeah. As a woman, I would never tell the other woman what to do. I would just say, just do what feels right for you. That's it. And I think it's really, really important that we do that on the mat and off the mat. It'd be a very different world.
Unless it's foot position in Trikonasana. then we're going to tell you exactly what to do. Yeah. So thanks so much for joining us.
Hope this was useful. And if it was, let us know by commenting. If you have anything to add, please write. We read all the comments. Make sure you subscribe, maybe share.
Yeah, that about covers it. See you.